Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is video 2 of 2 for today.
But first, vacation on spending time with family over the weekend, so it's time to get back to work. Check us out. We're going to be doing some more Mind's Eye for eventual review. We're playing some mid to late game Dune Awakening. Still trying to assess the game. I'll try to put something together quick for that. And lots of good stuff coming up, which includes, what is it, Death Stranding 2, that's next week. So, and then I think there's a control type of universe called Firebreak, FBC Firebreak, multiplayer, Alan Wake control universe thing coming out this week. So just some cool stuff. So stay tuned to our Twitch channel, and then also later on in the week, give me time to put together some reviews. So the boys will be streaming. And yeah, okay, what the heck else has been happening in gaming news, Alex? But first, I forgot to commentate a little bit on the Outer Worlds 2, $80 last thing. I just wanted to say on it that when he said, hey, look, we don't set the prices for our games, you're going to have to talk with the Xbox folks, kind of trying to pass the buck. I don't blame him because it's like it got forced on top of him. And what I wanted to say is that's further proof that it's all just corporate bullshit. And that's just like so transparent of, let's just give me more money, doesn't necessarily justify the cost of that particular game. Because even the director's like, man, we could have sold it for 60, we could have sold it for 70. Don't talk to me, talk to them. Instead of, oh yeah, obviously, man, our studio has never done anything like this before. Hell, we don't even know if we're gonna make money on it if we make it $80. You know what I mean? So it's just all bullshit, and it's just for the further confirmation that Xbox is just capitalizing once they saw Nintendo. Oh, hey, they did it. We're doing it too. We're fucking doing it too.
It's also going to push more people towards Game Pass.
Which is interesting because Sony hasn't yet done that. It's crazy.
Soon.
I'm gonna give them a little bit of props for not doing it yet.
Well, they haven't released anything yet, so
right.
Yeah, we'll see.
They're trying to wait till the last fucking minute.
Yeah. Ubisoft has put Rainbow Six Siege. They're calling it Rainbow Six Siege X. It's Rainbow Six Siege, and now it's free to play.
A brand new game?
No, it's just it's the same old thing. But now it's a free to access is what they say. But it's a free to play game. They want you to spend a whole bunch of money once you're in the ecosystem. Ubisoft's in a weird spot, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later.
Okay.
But like as far as their games go, they've got a quadruple A nightmare that no one really liked. They've got one of the greatest and most anticipated games of all time, Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's got to come out sometime soon.
This is becoming
it will.
Duke Nukem forever.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming out.
Beyond Good and Evil forever.
Yeah. And so for that, Siege is something that always made them money, and they had to close down some of the other ones. So it's like they're really trying to get more people in that ecosystem, spending money on skins, and I don't know. It seems like we're towards the end of that. The game's probably on its way out.
You played it for a while. You're done with it pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, it would be one of those games where it's like, hey, I don't have anything to do, and just like see who's online. And it was like Platinum Fox would be like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, let's get trash and play Siege. He's like, yeah, all right, let's get trash and play Siege.
Yeah.
So
I have here Star Citizen, Squadron 42, or Beyond Good and Evil. OJ and Alex says Beyond Good and Evil 2 will come out before. And AJ says, let's see, this Star Citizen universe will come out before Beyond Good and Evil 2.
You think the full everything will come out before?
Squadron,
I don't know. I wrote it weirdly here.
It's a Squadron and the game.
Is that what that means? Yeah. I'll fix this. Anyways, just updating you there. We also did a Beyond Good and Evil 2 before Elder Scrolls 6.
No way.
Alex said Beyond Good and Evil 2 is first before Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6.
I said Beyond Good and Evil 2 first. OJ said, nah.
Gotta be the outcast.
Even Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out before Beyond Good and Evil 2.
You think Squadron 42?
And he's going to be right.
You think Squadron 42 is coming out after
You guys picked first.
Elder
I was like,
Scrolls?
I gotta switch it up. So, yes, I do.
No.
Stick to the guns. Stick to the guns.
Your
yes,
guns don't make any sense. One of them's pointing back at you.
That's okay.
All right. Well, we'll see. Time will tell, or none of these games will come out, and some of the companies will just fold up. So, yeah. We got news this week that Nintendo has delayed live-action Legend of Zelda film. Originally, it was supposed to come out March of 2027, but now it has been pushed to May of
That's
2027.
okay. Spaceballs 2 comes out 2027, so we don't need that. We've got a replacement.
I don't know.
Got Tom Holland as Link.
I don't give a fuck. I do not care if it's good or bad. I really don't. It is the search for more money. That is the point.
Yeah.
Apparently, there is a new Naked Gun trailer that we need to do a reaction to, and the jokes are pretty solid. So I'm hearing that it's good. So if they can get the new Naked Gun right, there is a possibility with the right people, talent, people can get Spaceballs 2 right, which we looked at the talent behind it, and they're not. It's not worrying. It's encouraging.
All right, we got news this week that SAG-AFTRA has reached a tentative agreement with the major game studios. This is mainly over AI. AI is everywhere. People have voted with their wallets, and they've decided that they're just going to use it for as many things as possible.
It's everywhere.
It's bad. Like, if you have any friends that do any sort of teaching, it's one of the worst things to happen to young people.
Oh, yeah.
Where they just
AI?
and it's just not right. And some of
This is, oh my God, this is really bad. Is everybody just going to get stupider and stupider because they're not actually doing the work? They're having ChatGPT do the work.
Well, speaking of stupider, there's a stupid AI video where it's a Yeti doing vlogs. It's all AI.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen those things. There's even like Stormtrooper ones.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty good. And Disney was like, what the fuck? Sue your ass.
Yeah.
I'm scared for those people.
Yeah.
You better run.
Yeah, the mouse will kill you. But so this is over the AI replacing voice actors. We know that some major commentators in the sports world and in the journalism world have already sold their voices, and it allows the studios to, like, we'll be hearing the ghost of Al Michaels for 100 years now because he sold his voice. People are doing it with James Earl Jones, and it starts small and it just goes somewhere horrifying. And so these voice actors wanted to make sure that they're not going to be replaced by people, because some of these studios were bringing in voice actors saying, hey, we'll give you $700. You're going to read these 2,000 words, and then forever I'm going to use you in the background. And normally that's replacing a voice actor that would be paid in the past. So they've reached an agreement. The terms of the agreement will come out sometime later this week. It has to be ratified. But this is a good thing. But I imagine the next...
It's a small win.
It is. The next horrible thing will continue to come as we start talking about the replacement of people, not just in art, but in other places too. And but again, we talked about in the last video. This is a war we lost, and it's like I feel like we lost the war already. So
dude.
It's like, oh no, it's here. It's going to be replacing people, things that we shouldn't be replacing. All right. Sony, lots of Sony news this week. Sony has confirmed layoffs at Bend Studio. Bend was the group that made Days Gone. They were working on a live service concept. Sony had that giant list of live service projects that they had, and then they realized that no one fucking wanted half of them. So they
more than half.
So they canceled half of them, and because the Bend Studios one of the one that Bend Studios was working on, there's a bunch of layoffs over there. And so that's unfortunate, but it's just another reminder that Sony was just chasing some of these trends, trying to hit big on one of these big live service games.
Again, too little, too late, and
yeah. And well, the next one that everyone is worried about, of course, is Marathon, and so that's the next big one that they have coming. And they have said that they are not going to make the same mistakes they made with Concord.
No, they're going to make their own mistakes.
Yeah, new mistakes.
We're going to make new ones.
Yeah, like stealing art from someone on the internet and having to.
But
change.
we've heard nothing from them in the State of Play. I thought they were going to show something. And the Game Fest, nothing. What's going on?
Well, so we have 3 months before it comes out.
Yeah, so wouldn't you want to get people excited for it?
No, that's not how advertising works.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just getting more hyped for Arc Raiders every time they show something new, even though it comes out right afterwards. But yeah, it's. I don't know what they're referring to as the mistakes they made with Concord. That looked doomed from the start, but I don't know.
Yeah, making it $40. Maybe
You think they're going to go? Do you think they could afford to do?
I'm just trying to
free-to-play?
think of something that
$35.
that's the lesson they learn. $5 less.
We're gonna make our
I
own
give it
mistakes.
to you
$35.
$5 less.
Firewalk Studios didn't cost $2 billion to acquire, though, and that's what Bungie cost Sony. So, I don't know. I think it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Well, I'm not looking forward to playing Marathon. Honestly, I will wait to play Ark.
Yeah, wait 1 month and just play Ark, right?
Yeah. I can find some other games to play till then.
In more Sony news, the Steller Blade PC release came out this week, and people are really liking it. It's overwhelmingly positive, massive player counts. People are discovering that it's not just, well, it is a Gunner game, but it's not just a Gunner game. There is some like really great combat in there. Now, the story ain't great. They were inspired by a better game, and they didn't live up to that. But it's still a solid game to play.
Good combat.
There's some mods if you want to look into the mods.
I'm afraid.
So do it at work. I don't know.
I don't think I could post any of the mods.
Yeah, you can't post any of the mods. Like the character's pretty much naked already in a lot of, and it's like I don't know.
That was like your longest rapid fire, right? You said you spent like 100 hours on that game.
Yeah.
Well, for why?
Oh yeah,
Why?
it's so hard to
Just
play.
climbing.
Yeah, so much climbing.
Climbing
I had
up
to get,
and
I had to
down.
get the angles.
Examining the pixels.
Yeah. It's like.
You know how in the horse physics and,
yes.
and the balls, the horse balls.
Yeah, they get the jiggle
Alex had to
physics
make
as
sure
well.
that
It's like, well, nope, got to
the
write that down.
simulations of
Try
the
it again.
camels, the camel simulations are excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's important. It's super important.
It is.
It's part of the realism, Joe.
Well, I guess now we can try it out again with the mods.
Yeah. Don't show the mods.
Don't show
but it doesn't have. It's one of the better PC ports from Sony because Sony's PC ports have been awful,
Pretty bad.
and so with poor performance and everything, so this one seems to be doing much better for people. All right, the Ubisoft trial is ongoing, and some of the witnesses are testifying some pretty crazy things. One of them said they were being tied to a chair, forced to do handstands, and subjected to constant comments about sex. And then HR
tied to a chair.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not normal for
How
work.
are they not instantly fired?
The women? Because HR told them, don't make a big thing of it. It's not a big deal.
Don't make a big...
Don't make a big thing.
Lots of women get tied to chairs.
Motherfucker tied me to a chair.
Don't make a big thing.
Yeah.
It was an exercise. It was a
Jesus
team
Christ.
building exercise. We were having a party,
It was not a trust fall.
and there was a
No
trust fall.
No trust. Yeah.
Weird.
So this is them trying to paint the picture of a systemic culture of sexism and abuse. Dozens of employees have said, look, we talk to the people. We have exactly the same job, and I'm a woman. I'm getting paid less, plus I'm getting groped and tied to a chair and forced to do handstands. And it's like, hey, nice skirt. Can you do a handstand for me? And it's like, excuse, what is happening over there? So Jesus Christ. The trial began at the beginning of this month, and then lots of people saying that they were terrified going to work. They felt like pieces of meat.
Yeah, it's not a safe fucking environment.
Yeah. Now, reading some of this makes me feel a little bad because it's like, OJ, get in your underwear. And he's like, I don't want to. And you're like, get in your underwear. OJ, lie on the cold tile and, like, drink chocolate milk.
That's different.
This is Alex doing this. I didn't contribute. I just laughed.
Yakuza?
I laughed in the corner.
Yakuza 0?
So I guess I am complicit.
Yeah.
It's different.
The difference is as we're writing all these things, we're like, OJ, are you okay with this?
Yeah,
And he's like, yeah.
Alex writes a lot of the parodies.
Yeah. So we get consent. And
Yeah,
that's-
true.
that's
Do we have
important.
consent, Joe?
Yeah,
True.
that's what's important, kids.
I said, do we have
I
consent,
think so.
motherfucker?
Yes. How do they used to fucking have jobs?
we're not done yet. In 4 days of hearings, female former staff members variously described being tied to a chair, forced to do handstands, yeah, that one, having to endure sexist and homophobic jokes, drawings of penises being stuck to computers, a manager who farted in workers' faces or scribbled on women with markers, gave unsolicited shoulder massages. That's an OJ move.
Whoa. Just walking up. Yeah.
Employees playing pornographic films in an open plan office, and another executive who cracked a whip near people's hands. All this is all according to The Guardian from testimony of witnesses. So things get crazy.
The fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, it's not just like, I made a weird sexist joke.
It just sounds like a fucking juvenile culture where they don't know when you're in a professional workplace, you're not supposed to do stupid like that. A joke. Hey, I'm cracking the whip. And then he goes back in his office. That guy's a fucking jerk. He's a cringe. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, when people can't say no for fear of being fired, you should not be forcing shoulder massages on them and farting in their face.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, there's no way they're gonna do Cupcake. That's a riot thing.
That's a riot thing. Riot's got the cupcake, but
Yeah.
so
I'm gonna need you to stay late, and also. Cool.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That's why their games are so good.
These are the people of power.
Yeah. Jason Schreier is. He puts out a lot of exposés, and some of them are really great.
Yeah, his last expose was Anthem, I think, and that blew us all away.
Yeah, he put out a bunch of really great ones, and he put out one this week for Veilguard, and
is it juicy?
Did you check it off the list of everything we
this
said?
particular one. Of all the things that we already knew everything, Jack.
If you've been
Jack.
if you've been living under a rock, then you'll be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is like, oh, okay, this isn't news. So if you were thinking about paying $1.99 to read the article, I'm going to save you a little bit.
Yeah.
There's not a single fucking thing that everyone didn't
A
already
revelation
know.
that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
That EA came in, fucked stuff up. EA, they wanted
Live
it.
service.
Yeah,
Nope.
They said make a single player game, and they're like, cool, we'll make a single player game that's what we're good at. And they're like, oh,
shit.
Live service makes a ton of money. Destiny's making a ton of money. This is how long ago. Destiny is making a ton of money.
Destiny 1?
Yeah, so continue to make this,
2.
and then Anthem failed, and then when Anthem failed, they're like, shit. Fuck. Go back to making it our single player, and they're like, but this is all multiplayer now. We don't have the ability to control multiple characters. The story's not going to make sense. Everything's going to be all over the place, and they're like, do it anyway. And then right before the game came out, they're like, hey, we need to rewrite some of these story elements. And it's like, the tone for all of the things other than those are not going to make any sense. And then he's like, do it anyway. And then
it's more like, shut up, you're fired. You do it anyway. That's Ubisoft.
You're fired. Yeah, till the other expose is coming.
If we get I will give you $5 if we get an EA expose.
It's a common theme.
$5
It's a common thing with these fucking higher ups. They love to fart in people's faces for some goddamn reason.
I doubt that the Dragon Age Veilguard developers were farting in each other's faces.
Do it, no.
I'm gonna give them that.
We do say that they're constantly smelling their own farts.
That's
That's
their own farts.
Yeah.
They're in their own offices
Look
going,
at their own little
look at it. Oh yeah, that's
sealed
good.
tight.
Oh, that's so good stuff.
Yeah.
Hotboxing themselves.
But everything that we've been telling you for years now, that when you start a game as single player, then make it multiplayer, and then change it again, then change it again, then change it again, and then try to finish a game in like 1 or 2 years, you're working on a decade, it's not going to turn out well, which is why the game was terrible. People still defended it like crazy because they wanted. I don't.
Why?
I don't know. It's like they want to take like ownership of an IP, and they're like, I like the original ones. I do too.
Yeah,
I love
that was
Dragon
good.
Age. But it's like when they put out a bad one, you're like, hey, this is a bad one, and I want to save people money and be like, hey, don't buy that one. It's bad. So, but BioWare is no more. All the people that were there before are no longer there, and now we have to see what they do with Mass Effect.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be any good. But yeah, that's what I got for this one. You had
Mass Effect. So Resident Evil 9 Requiem
for a dream.
No. Director Koshi Nakanishi confirms that the Grace Ashcroft character that we see there in that trailer, the cute young white hair FBI agent, That's going to be a brand new lead character. And, when I saw the trailer reaction, I couldn't quite place it. I did feel like it looked very much like character models from Resident Evil. I'm like, is this Resident Evil? Is this Resident Evil? Turns out it is Resident Evil, just with characters we're not familiar with. Now, I think, and I'm very much hoping that there's a leaker known as Resi who suggested that Leon is going to make an appearance.
How old would he be?
I just looked it up. 47,
It doesn't
48.
matter. He would be 95 years old.
Too old. Leon is too old.
It doesn't care. Leon, I would like to see our legacy characters.
He's not going to be able to sneak around zombies. His knees are going to be creaking and popping.
So as long as one of these.
Getting better.
unless Carlos shows up and tells us, your back just got hit twice, woman.
Fuck Carlos.
But yeah, so it's going to star a brand new character, Grace Ashcroft. It's just, to me, it's like the next generation of Capcom or Resident Evil characters is what they're doing, and it's like, man, when they rebooted the whole thing, and when they have this like new other storyline and these small isolated incidents, and then you look at the greater world, and then we have all of the characters that we know from the previous games. I was hoping they'd incorporate that into it a lot more, but it looks like they're continuing these little self-contained stories that touch the greater thing overall.
Yeah, I think there was a scene where they look like we get to see the bomb, the nuke site of Raccoon City.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
like, there's some cool stuff that they could do with it. I'm fine with it. I don't like that, they said a while back that we're making games that are too scary. It's like, no, stop.
Oh, that was a big mistake.
Yeah, and so it's like,
hopefully they don't continue.
We go back towards the direction of it being, I don't mind action in games. I love like horror action games. It's just like I think we completely went away from horror outside little tiny scenes every now and then.
So Grace will take center stage in a story packed with fresh twists and surprises. Her character will be deeply connected to the larger Resident Evil universe. Grace is already explicitly connected via her deceased mother, Alyssa Ashcroft, which right now is escaping me on who Alyssa Ashcroft is. Put it in the comments. And I don't doubt that she'll play a central role in Requiem, but I just can't believe that Leon Kennedy will be able to stay away from Raccoon City. So this is, I think...
He's still on that Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
Going off into the sunset.
Well, this is the leaker and speculator saying this. Because right now there's not a whole lot on it outside of that trailer. But I'm excited. I wanted to talk about it.
Maybe they'll make him into that goofy one from the movie.
No. That
was bad.
The fans of that movie were the worst. They came into our Twitch nonstop, and they're just like, "This movie's good. You guys are dumb."
Oh God! You made Leon fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's not the first time Nakanishi has introduced a new character in Resident Evil. He was the director of Resident Evil 7. He championed newbie Ethan Winters. We do remember Ethan, who went on to star as Resident Evil 8's protagonist. And even then, older characters still made some appearances. That's all I'm hoping for, older characters making some appearances.
There's got to be a ton of flashbacks and stuff, so I imagine we'll get little glimpses.
Yeah, there was Albert 101's pistol at the end of the game. There was, obviously, our favorite rock-punching Chris Redfield swooping in to save Ethan at the end.
Those guns.
The guns, multiple guns. Yeah, but Requiem, he stresses, is going to be different. RPD is back, but with a twist. The location is going to be explored in a new and unexpected way, specifically 30 years after that nuke went off in Raccoon City. So Alex is queuing in on that. But if we're talking about Raccoon City, we're talking about police force, you got to throw in some Leon.
30 years after? Yeah, 90s.
He's about 47, 48.
Flip those numbers there, 75.
Mm-hmm. He's old as shit. You have one more about Dune?
Dune, so Dune Awakening just fell, let's see, what is it? It nets $150 142,000 players on its launch day. We are playing through it right now, and we're trying to get to endgame. And frankly, big thanks to the Angry Army Guild for building us all sorts of cool stuff, because that's where the game is so much fun for me, is the environment. You know, the worm, the building, the structure. I have not yet reached endgame. I'm getting hints that it might be a disaster, you know, like just a Wild West PvP zone. We haven't been there. There's a deep desert area.
I'm afraid.
As a guild, we're working towards.
I don't know if I want to fight anyone else. Like, I'm not very good with the combat already.
Well, you get to do your favorite thing. What the big OP thing right now is you ram people with your ornithopter.
I hope they fix
They're
this.
calling it Goombaing, where you fly your ornithopter, go vulture mode, and then you slam into them. You know, like, you ever be walking into a parking lot and then like a Tesla is behind you, but you can't hear them. They're silent, and then you have to turn around and there's a car there.
Yeah,
that's what it is, because the ornithopter's coming down. It's not making any noise, and then just smushes you.
Come on, Dune Awakening devs, you had.
They
to
said
have
they're
known.
gonna. They said
you
they're gonna
had
fix
to
it.
have known though.
Yeah.
Before you release the game, that once you get a helicopter,
They're going to be
people
like,
gonna
who's
smash
dumb
people.
enough to just ram somebody?
Right, you wouldn't want to ruin your perfect helicopter, right?
This guy. There's that asshole.
Yeah.
Swoop.
I'm
Take
gonna
that.
go to the PVE only deep desert place for a while until we
Yeah.
get bearings, and then
So I'm just basically saying, you know, still in progress playing through that game, and apparently about 150 plus others were playing it, 150 plus online simultaneously, playing it as well. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got more on that and more on Mind's Eye coming at you. I can't wait for that as well. So stay tuned to the channel. And we want to thank our sponsors for continuing to save us money and hopefully you money. It's free to check out. Click the links down below. And thank you so much for watching. And we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.